evening. Welcome to a match of Dota 2 with no team profiles, but it's still two teams. It's going to be GamersLeague versus Mouz. It's going to be a game for GosuLeague Division 1, Game 2, Season 4. And I am not casting this match by myself. I have a co-caster with me. Zyori, welcome back.
Thank you very much. We had an interesting Game 1. Hopefully Game 2 lives up to the hype that was started via Game 1.
Yeah, because I have to say, it was a pretty textbook strategy from both teams, just different ones. And, you know, one did it better than the other one, obviously. I'm curious to see if we're going to see about the same tactic again coming up from both teams. Although, having said that, the TA is already banned out by the Radiant side, so different than last time. We still have the Lycan in the pool, which GamersLeague banned out the previous time. We have the Rubik and the Darkseer banned out as well on the first pick. It's already different. Batrider on the side of Mouz this time, as it was on GamersLeague previous time.
Yeah, so you're going to get to see yet another Batrider game. And in the last match, although the team with Batrider did not come out victorious, he still had quite a presence in that game and was able to secure a couple kills on the anti-mage as well as have a pretty good time in the mid against that Templar assassin and even able to kill her once or twice as well. So I can't say I'm too surprised to see him first pick, but there are still plenty of other scary heroes in the pool. Normally I would say Naga is still in the pool, somebody pick her up, but last game she made it through the initial bans and initial picks. So I don't know, I guess neither of these teams really too keen on the Naga Siren.
Nope, I didn't want to. Well, we're going to see that. They're actually going to tick into their bonus time. I mean, if you have the first two picks, as in the second pick, like you can pick two at the same time, you can of course go for a combination of heroes that is very strong together. Last time we saw Mouz going for, you know, already revealing everything of what they wanted to do. They had the TA as well as the anti-mage. And right now, well, there's still the Naga Siren, but Enigma and Invoker picked up here by GamersLeague. So they have a jungle hero secured, they have a solo lane secured, and not revealing too much of what they actually want to do. However, for Mouz, that's obviously different. Undying kind of indicates pushing, and Naga Siren will be there as well.
Yeah, and you know, Batrider and Undying both we've seen quite a bit of. We've only casted a couple games together, and they're two heroes that have been making recurring showings, I guess you could say. So the good thing about Undying is that pushing power we talked about. He's so good in the early game. The problem, though, he just falls off relatively quickly. So that tells me Mouz is going to be going for something a little bit more aggressive than they were trying in Game 1. But, of course, we will see what they do with the rest of those picks. Jakiro going to be the last pick for GamersLeague. We talked about him quite a bit yesterday, being a pick that you really can't go wrong with.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the ban for Mouz. I mean, there was a ban for the Warlock. So right now it's AoE damage kind of supporties that are going to be banned out. They know that GamersLeague don't need an extra support with that Jakiro if they're going to send Enigma in the jungle, and they don't want GamersLeague to have any extra real team fight because they already got quite a bit already. It's going to be the Leshrac as well as the Crystal Main ban out by GamersLeague so far. Of course, Leshrac, a good one to ban out regardless. But I'm curious if we're gonna see bans or picks for, you know, people like Anti-Mage, Faceless Void, those kind of heroes. It's gonna be a tight hunter. So indeed, I mean, they ban out Teamfight, and of course, all of those are heroes that have an ultimate that, in theory, you should be able to get off before anything else can happen after the song. So we're gonna see.
Yeah. Interesting indeed, and you're exactly right. The hard carries not being banned does leave us with a little bit of pondering here. Void very well could be a pick that works in nicely. It just really depends on what these teams want to do. Furion is also still on the board, so if either of these sides want to buff up their pushing power, he certainly is a viable option. Alchemist going to be grabbed by Mouz, though, and I don't think we've casted a game together with him yet, but wow, was he buffed in that last patch. It just seems like every one of his abilities across the board was just like, let's give this guy some juice, and now he is, yeah, scary.
He definitely is. He has amazing lane control with his acid spray, so we're gonna, and of course that's a great pushing ability as well. I'm curious to see how they're gonna make it work, because in my head, he is still one of those heroes that is needing some farm before it can actually be more useful than just lane control. And the Naga Siren is the same kind of hero, and at the same time, I mean, we now got 4 heroes on Mouz's side that, in my opinion, all require some farm.
Yep.
And none of these heroes is actually a typical jungle hero. So I'm curious to see how they're gonna lane it. If we're gonna see a support Undying or support Bedrider. That doesn't seem to work for me though. Support Bedrider. Support Undying, he could be a useful hero just with his tombstone and his heal and stuff, but I'm not sure how they're gonna be doing this.
Yeah. You're right. I totally agree with you. Batrider and Undying are both, I could sort of see them in the support role, but even if they have a primary farming role, they still fall off relatively quickly compared to a lot of other heroes. So thinking about them in the support role, it's like, oh, that's sort of a one-way ticket to Undying just being kind of an expensive paperweight more so than anything else. Chaos Knight is going to be the 4th pick here for Gamers League, though, so a bit of carry action going to be coming their way.
Yeah, and it's support. I'm thinking support gonna come towards mouse sports, but with their lane up, who knows what they're gonna be picking up next? Oh my God!
Oh.
What are they gonna try?
They have to be doing something weird because is this like a level 1 Roche strategy or something? I mean, what is this? Is this like all 5 mid push for the win?
It could be, that's the scary part. It could be, but I really don't know. I'm a bit lost for words. I don't think I'm going to say anything about lanes until they actually are on their lanes. Let's look at Gamers League. I mean, they are a bit more textbook in that regard. We have Enigma possibly in the jungle, Invoker on the lane, Jakiro is going to support the Chaos Knight, and then we either need a solo lane, or if they're going to try lane and support. That one I can guess. That one I can think about which one is going to be who. So it's going to be where. Which one do you think? Is Enigma going to be in the jungle, or is he going to be going to be on a solo lane?
It's hard to guess, but I would guess the solo lane. That seems to be where more teams are comfortable with Enigma, but again, it sort of depends on what support that they're looking for here. I think Lesh would have fit in so perfectly with the Jakiro Chaos Knight, so given that he's been banned out, as has Venno and Crystal Maiden. Wow, it's going to be a pudge, so that does mean we'll see Enigma, I guess, in the long lane, or in the jungle. Yeah, that's, wow. Pudge, okay, I'm...
Yep.
At a loss for words, I suppose.
I have to say, there are 3 heroes on mouse sports that are, melee carry / semi-carry. I really have no clue what they're doing, but in theory, that's them. And Pudge is pretty good against those, of course, because, with his rod, he will be able to do some damage there. At the same time, he does need a solo lane, an Invoker, maybe a long lane solo for him then. Oh well. Let's go for who's playing what for mouse sports. Maybe we'll know something about that one. We have got Bamboo playing the Bedrider. There's going to be Black on the Alchemist, so Black is going to be farming. We know that for sure. Bamboo is a solo lane person, so maybe he's going to be solo on that mid lane. Naga Siren picked up a shield, picked up wards, played by Kuroki. So might be a supporty Naga Siren-ish person. We have Past this time going to be playing the Razor, so there was a switch in stand-ins. Alex dropped out by the looks of it. Oh no, Alex is actually there. Well, then I forgot who dropped out. But
yeah, I can't remember either.
It's him going to be playing the Razor. And he didn't buy anything just yet, so that doesn't tell me anything. Alex will play the Undying, and he is looking to be a general laning Undying. But where? I don't know.
Yeah, sort of a support Naga, not something that I would have guessed. But let's go ahead and take a look at our dire side. We're going to have Demise playing the Invoker and solo mid, presumably. Going to have Meg on the Pudge. That's going to be Zyori on the Jakiro. Pardon me, MC Hammer going to be on the Enigma, and then we do have the Chaos Knight, and who is it? Failitz? Is that how you say that name?
Yeah, I just say it fails.
Fails. Failsies. Okay, he's going to be playing the Chaos Knight. So again, even these dire lanes could be a little bit interesting. Looks like Enigma is going to go in the long lane. We're going to see Invoker solo mid, so that does leave us with a tri-lane here. Pudge, Chaos Knight, Jakiro. A very interesting lineup. So we're really on both sides of the coin here.
I think we're going to see them switch still, though.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, because Enigma only picked up Clarities and Tangos and Sage Mask, so it could just be that they're just going to take the rune and maybe go for a bit of aggressiveness. I mean, we see Mouseport standing around, maybe trying to do something here early game, but looks like they're going to be just fine. And good luck gets called out by the only member that's actually in Gamers League on the side of Gamers League.
Yep.
And there's the aggressive ward already being placed, so they're going to be looking for an aggressive lane. If it's going to be just the Chaos Knight and the Jakiro, or if the Pudge is going to be there too, I don't know. Pudge actually picked up a smoke already.
Yeah, that's Interesting as well. Another ward going to come down, so both teams with coverage on that top rune, and as you mentioned, the lane ward here up at the top, super aggressive. Looks like they are going to stay with this tri-lane, though, as awkward as it is. Double melee, double melee tri-lane on both sides, which I suppose is weird.
It is an awkward tri-lane from both sides, regardless. I mean, really. We have a Naga Siren Razor Undying tri-lane versus the Chaos Knight Pudge Jakiro tri-lane. And now the Pudge is not that weird. Sorry, the Jakiro is not that weird, I guess, but that's the only one that I would not put in a solo lane or something. Or, you know, he's the only real support, kind of.
And I guess Pudge does have some potential up here. Naga does have Ensnare, but that's about it. I mean, they don't have a huge amount of escape mechanisms or anything, so if he catches them in rot, presumably they'll be able to make something happen, but just still seems like an odd choice. I imagine this Pudge is going to be pretty under-leveled, and since the range of hooks scales with the level, that can be a recipe for disaster. And it looks like we're going to see some initiation here, and Zyori going to be in a little bit of trouble. Naga, though, taking the most damage. Naga going to be the first to fall. No first blood going to come out as the creeps actually get the kill, or the dire creeps get the kill, so it is split amongst the dire side. Razor going to be in some trouble. He's going to go down. Chaos Knight going to be able to grab that kill. Now Undying on the run. And that's going to be a 2-for-0 exchange. Alex may be able to survive this. Is mid lane going to come up to try and support? Nope, mid lane is too busy dying to the Bat Rider. So Bamboo going to be able to pick up a kill in the mid. Talk about chaos here in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, a lot of chaos. And the smoke actually used by the Pudge, and he's going to find the Undying here. He has a hook. If he wants to use it on Bamboo, he probably will get a kill. He's in the rot as well, and this is going to be a kill indeed. Invoker actually picking up the last hit with the cold snap being there as well. Alex on the run, trying to take down Miguel, but unable to do it as well. And now on the run from the Invoker, who hasn't got a cold snap anymore. 10-second cooldown, and it's 2 for 3. In the first 2 minutes of the game, 5 kills being done, with the tri-lane already not really working out, but it's not over just yet. We see Fails taking a lot of damage here, but the creeps will make sure that both Kuroki and Pass are going to be backing off, and Undying now back on this top lane, as well as the Pudge, so back to tri-lane versus tri-lane.
Yeah, so the leading farmer, believe it or not, is actually Alchemist down here in the bottom. He's having a pretty damn good time against this Enigma, sitting 12-2 against the 4-5 Enigma. Up in the tri-lane, Razor sitting 7-1 with Chaos Knight 5-0. So really on both sides, neither tri-lane is getting too much in the way of effective farm. So it's rather interesting, and actually a little bit of farm being shared. We see, pardon me, 2 last hits on Naga as well as 2 last hits on Jakiro. So farm being spread around a little bit, which is, well, interesting as well. So lots of strange stuff happening up in this top lane. And I'm not really sure which side has more of an advantage with these tri-lanes. Which team, all things equal, has a better lineup on paper? It's still just a little bit too awkward for me to make a clear distinction. Yeah,
well, in theory, because I agree. It's a bit difficult to say who in a, face-on-face 3 versus 3 encounter would have the advantage. I think for the dire side, they're gonna be aiming for, of course, that stun from the Chaos Knight. Follow up Ice Path, gonna guaranteed hit Pudge, guaranteed to get a hook if the target just stands still. No, we got 1 second stun, Ice Path, and he can just stand there, and there's a hook as well, and Pass, he will indeed drop. Chaos Knight picking up the last hit, and that is like exactly the combination I just said, but still they entangle upon the Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight's gonna be in some trouble here, getting slowed down as well, and that is Undying, picking up the last hit with the Decay and with the Soul Rip. And we'll be able to trade 1 versus 1. Of course, it was the Razor that went down, which is the one that farms. But at the same time, Chaos Knight is also the one that farms. So even trade. But yeah, that is exactly what the Dire team were trying, and that is exactly what they should be afraid of afterwards. Because the Tombstone, the Ensnare, the Plasma Field, like everything.
Yeah, that is the scary thing with having the Undying there for that Soul Rip, is it does give them a little bit more sustain, especially compared to this Dire team. So although they have the initiation power, Undying does throw a bit of a wrench in the mix. I think things may get even a little bit more scary here for our Radiant side once Pudge continues to level up. Maybe when he hits level 5, when he has that level 3 meat hook, they'll be able to make something happen a little bit more aggressively, or at least utilize that hook from further into the jungle. So time will tell, I suppose. Razor, though, is starting to pick up in the farm. He is 16-3. Poor Chaos Knight, only 6-0. And in the bottom lane, oh, pardon me, Enigma going to be able to pick up a kill onto Alchemist. Yeah,
and he was able to use Malefice for that, and Enigma apparently didn't flinch when he walked through the acid spray, because we just saw it put down, or at least I saw that being put down, and he apparently just walked right through that, even though it's level 3. Didn't take that much damage. In the meantime, it looks like Miguel is looking for a hook. He is level 4. I have to just point out, he's been... Oh, there's the hook! Gets the Undying! And there's a plasma field as well. Ice Pet, Alex still alive, and that is gonna be the punch going down. Alex having a lot of trouble. Fields as well though, and it is Fields as well as Alex. That goes down. Jakiro on the way out. Pat's gonna throw down one right click and gets a double kill. 3 for 1 Sunstrike. Doesn't get a kill because it's an Invoker that is going for Quest as well as Wex, so not that many points, just an Exort, even though, you know, he's got one in both just right now, but yeah.
Yep, a good effort from Invoker, as you said. Unfortunately, just not quite enough damage. But that's exactly what I was talking about with that sustain that Undying has. It turns things around so much. It changes that Pudge Rot to being more of a kind of a double-edged sword a little bit, and you know, it just gets rid of all that sustain Pudge would normally have. Yeah, that does change the tide a little bit. Oh my gosh, this bottom lane, I am having trouble tunnel visioning today. I missed that one as well. Alchemist gets taken out again.
Yeah, way beyond the tower of the Radiance, of the Dire side though. Yep. I mean, he was diving a bit, and there was the punch all of a sudden. Level 5. I have to just point out, what I was going to point out before, actually never mind, there's going to be another kill going on. Fails, taking a lot of damage, and will probably be going down here. A couple more right clicks needed, and that's the Undying picking up the kill. So what I was saying, Pudge has been in 6 out of the 7 kills right now. And he is doing just good for a Pudge that is not actually farming. Even though it's all assists, I have to just point that out as well. But they buff the gold that you get as from assists. In the meantime, it's going to be Zyori that will be dropping here. One more right click needed, and Undying once again getting a kill. Undying is 4 for 1 for 2, so it's been in 6 out of the 8 kills. And yeah, they did buff the gold that you get from assists and the gold that you get from being in the vicinity of kills. So this kind of playstyle is being rewarded.
Yeah, that's actually a very good thing to point out, but I think the scariest thing is this tri-lane here for Mouz Sports has just been proven to be so much more effective. Pos is getting a little bit out of control. He's actually leading the way in net worth right now, which is exactly where Razor wants to be. Yep, down here in the bottom lane, we're going to see Black in big trouble yet again, and it looks like they're going to be able to secure a kill. Bamboo is nearby. He's going to get caught in the black hole, and that's going to be 2 relatively easy kills here. Pudge is going to fall in the end. And he's actually going to die to the creeps. That's going to make it a 2 for 1. And, of course, GamersLeague coming out ahead.
Yeah, and actually Pudge walks still straight through the acid spray. I mean, he could just go around and then just go that way, but no, he just went straight through and, you know, paid for it. In the meantime, Tier 1 tower top does drop, so that is what Mouz Sports is going to get in return. But Tier 1 tower mid's going to get some pressure, actually. Bamboo TPing back towards the mid lane. And that is a 4-second stun from Fails. Is there going to be more Cold Snap still there if he wants to? There's a Cold Snap, going to try to Firefly away. Reality Rift in still. Sunstrike not going to hit. Bamboo still alive. Last 2 is on Fails, and Fails are in a lot of trouble. Will drop right there. And I do think that that is a bit overconfidence from the Mice, because he could have just landed Sunstrike earlier on that 4-second stun, and that would have hit and that would have gotten the kill. But right now, that just Bamboo alive is something that should not have happened.
Yeah, exactly right. A bit of a misplay from Demise right there. Could have done a lot more, and the Sunstrike at the end just a bit too far. Alchemist in the bottom lane. He's going to continue to struggle. Down he goes. Another 3v1. This Alchemist was off to such a good start. I think he's still leading the way in last hits. He is by flying colors, but he is now 0-4-1. So this even close lane solo just not working out for him. Unfortunately, no ward coverage in the immediate jungle, and that makes him just so susceptible to these ganks. He's going to fall again, and now this Tier 1 in the bottom lane going to take some pressure.
Yeah, and I think it might actually just fall with all those islands from Enigma standing by, or are they actually going to back up? TP incoming here from the... there he is again. From Black, and he is going to try to just continue his farm. His net worth just dropped a lot, though. Going to take a Malefice again. Empty Hammer, though, walking in the acid spray. And here comes Pudge as well. He's going to look for a hook. There is the Rage. Will it be enough? Ice Path being laid down. Black being locked out. There he goes, still on the run. And now, just a hook, though. TP incoming from the Undying. Will it be enough? Might be able to land a heal. In the meantime, it's Black that's going to turn around and try to go for this Pudge right here. There is the Decay. Ice Path not hitting, and the extra speed from the Chemical Rage might be able to get a kill on the Pudge. He's of course going to try to deny himself, and we're going to see if he's going to be able to do that or not. Yes, he is not, because Alex. There it goes, and that was a Decay once again.
And Bat Rider manning up on Shakira right here. There's the lasso. He's taking a lot of damage from the tower. Going to get caught in a tornado. Who's going to be the first to fall? Cold Snap doing a lot of work right here. It's going to be a 1-for-1 Invoker. Going to be able to finish off Bamboo. But Zyori is going to go down. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, Razor still pressuring this Tier 2 tower. The Glyph was burned, and I think he's going to be able to finish it off. No defense coming this tower's way. He does have a ward up here on the plateau, so he's going to be safe and sound.
Low. It's really ticking on that tower really slow, but nobody coming in to help. In the meantime, Entangle, sorry, a snare here on the Chaos Knight. Sunstrike is gonna hit on some creeps as well as a Kuroki, but nobody else is gonna do anything about that. Apart from if you count MC Hammer, who does have a black hole again in 10 seconds, so might want to try to use it again.
Yeah, so, wow. An action-packed game here. We're at 24 kills and only 10.5 minutes of play, and it doesn't look like they're slowing down quite yet. This mid-tier 1 taking a bit of damage. Naga going to come in with some illusions, and that will disengage. Black Hole is now up, though, as you were mentioning. MC Hammer going to go in. There's the Malphite, and that's going to be on to Naga. There's the Ensnare right in tower range. Kuroki going to be able to head back, and he's going to be able to survive. A port coming in, Pudge nearby. Naga going to throw the hook. That's going to be Undying that gets caught. He's going to get eaten. Down he goes. Chaos Knight going to throw the Chaos Bolt as well, and that's going to be a free kill. Enigma going to be the one to pick that up. Bat Rider now maybe in a little bit of trouble. There's the Malphite. Eidolon's going to come out. Are they going to be able to finish him before he gets to the high ground? Indeed they will, and they're going to be able to grab that kill as well. It's a double kill coming out. 13-13 here in the 11th minute. This tier 1 tower going to fall in favor of the Dire.
Yeah, definitely is. In the meantime, though, I mean, that distraction makes sure that Black again has a bit of farm here, as he is now again up on the 3rd place for the net worth, so definitely having some fun there. He is up versus Jakiro now, though, by herself. Level 8 versus level 9. I have to say, considering Jakiro was on the semi-trial lane, level 8 is definitely not bad if you consider that Alchemist was on the solo lane, so I'm quite impressed by that, and I'm actually just curious about levels. Pudge is also level 8. Let's just look at that. Everybody is, well, within 2 level range of each other, which is not something that you see every day with having tri lanes as well as solo lanes. So. Yeah,
definitely right. It's sort of interesting how that worked out. I think most of that is a tribute to how much roaming has gone about in this game. Enigma is also sitting 5-0-2, which is quite impressive for only 12 minutes of play. Going to see some initiation onto Razor. Chaos Bolt going to go in, and fail. It's going to be in some trouble. The Ensnare going to connect, and yeah, he's going to be destined to fall. It's going to be a 4v1. And, yeah, free kill here for Razor for the most part. Paz continuing to be a scary presence on the way of net worth. He's still leading the way, though, kind of toe-to-toe with Enigma at the moment. We'll see this tier 1 in the mid lane looking like it may take some pressure. They're going to dive it. They want this Pudge. And Snare going to be used. He's going to be able to make it back. Invoker needs to be a little bit careful, though. Demise kind of in the danger zone. He's going to be able to run away.
Yeah, and the Tombstone will make sure that the creep wave gets delayed by a lot so that this tower indeed can drop. And Demise, yeah, I would suggest for you to run away. Actually, no, they want to try to go maybe for a black hole, but Enigma already showed himself, going to be put into a lasso. Ice Step will still slow it down, though. But, oh, there's a black hole. It catches 4 heroes. Macropire there, Meteor, Deafening Blast, and that is, I have to say, quite surprised that Bedride is still alive. Well, there he finally goes. 2 heroes down on either side. But look, oh, the song. There goes the song, though. Chaos Knight still able to get the kill, and that is 4 down. I mean, with that black hole, with the Macropire there as well, if they wouldn't have had those kills, I would be really surprised, because that is like the combination that a Dire team really want to build against. Build for, rather.
Exactly right. That's exactly what they were hoping for, and that black hole, I thought they were going to be in big trouble when I saw the lasso on Enigma, but they were able to turn around, and at the very end, that ice path, securing those last 2 kills. So, well done, but they're only so many times they're going to be able to do that, I think. One before more cloaks, eventually a Hood of Defiance, and inevitably a pipe comes out for this Radiant team, as well as just their map awareness. Now that's happened again. Hopefully, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, well, shame on us, and they'll stay a little bit more spread out and try and prevent that from happening in the near future. But nicely done, nonetheless.
I think so too. I mean, this is something that, of course, Mousesports knew. Like, if you face this lineup, you know what you should be afraid of. And they let it happen. They thought they would get the Enigma in time, but then they didn't count on the Frostpath to be there, on Jakiro to be there, and that kind of threw things over and gave the Enigma a chance to throw down that black hole. And it was actually a 4-man black hole. Everybody that was there. And of course, the person that wasn't there was able to take down the tower. Nice stuff. And I have to say, I mean, look at the net worth. He is, gold per minute. He is up to almost 500 gold per minute. It's gonna take a 4-second stun now, though. Ice Path as well. Sunstrike already hit. Earnhardt there as well. Chemical Rage is on there, but it will not be enough. Chaos Knight will pick up the kill. Exclamation marks from Black all around in the top lane. Probably complaining about how nobody warned him that there might be people inside the jungle where they again don't have wards, because now the Radiant wards are in their own jungle. Pudge is still gonna die here in this middle lane. Bamboo is gonna try to get out. Demise though is locked in an ensnare. Then Deafening Blast is gonna try to take down Bamboo before he goes down. Actually managed to do so, but will die as well. But at least takes down Bamboo with him.
Yep, nice little play right there to make it, I guess, a 2-for-1 in the top lane. Since Alchemist did fall, this tier 1 tower going to take some damage. The glyph is going to be used. Chaos Knight going to pop the ultimate as well for a little bit of additional pushing power with those Eidolons. And we'll see. I imagine some defense is going to come this tower's way. Nope, that's going to be it. Just Alchemist. And, of course, the tower is going to fall. Acid Spray, unfortunately, not going to be enough to deter the efforts here of our Dire side. I don't think they're going to keep pressing their luck. Nope, they're going to go ahead and just back it on up. So Alchemist still sitting on just about 2.7k gold. What are you thinking in the way of item choices for this big guy?
I'm thinking Relic.
Oh, okay,
Radiance.
Straight into Radiance.
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's a normal build, but that's like a build. I say normal build, but then again, what is the normal build for the Alchemist after the patch? I have to say I don't know exactly. Before the patch, it was the Radiance. You know, he needed a lot of farm and he wasn't really picked up by competitive play. But right now, I still think Radiance would be good. He's got 3k gold, so he's heading in the right direction right there.
Yep, that's definitely true. That's sort of where I was getting at. What is the standard build for Alchemist right now? And I guess that is sort of still yet to be known, but can't go wrong with the Radiance. And oh, down here in the bottom, Invoker going to be able to finish off Undying. Pudge may get turned around on. He's going to get shackled, or pardon me, ensnared, and it looks like he's going to be in big trouble here. Batrider able to interrupt with the Flame Break, and he's going to be on the run, but not going to be enough. Razor going to be able to grab that kill. Well done by Batrider to make it all possible. Meanwhile, Kuroki's up here. He's caught 3 heroes in his song. He's just going to pour it out, hoping for some initiation, but unfortunately his team's not going to be able to get there in time, and he's going to have to take the high road and head back to the base.
Yeah, there was too many heroes. I think if there were less than 3, maybe he would have gone in, but that was just a little bit in over his head. And, well, they still got 1-for-1. I mean, the Pudge still died after picking up the Undying, of course. Undying I have to just smile when I see this, because Undying is a bit of a support here. He's got a mechanism as well as Mana Brute. So, it's quite unusual to see that, and therefore it makes it less bad when he gets picked up like that. It means that Roshan will go down here for the Dire. I think there's not going to be anything that will stop them from doing so, well, unless there's a frame break, which there was, but Batrider does not have a Blink Dagger, so will not be able to go in on that and try to steal it. It's Invoker that picks up the Aegis, who finished his Force Staff as well. And actually, whoa, I was wrong. Maelstrom up on the Alchemist.
Oh, well, of all the items, I would not have guessed a Maelstrom. So that's kind of interesting. Maelstrom's a powerful item for just raw DPS. Of course, it doesn't give you any stats, but does give you damage and a huge amount of damage potential with those right clicks. So I guess kind of a little bit more of a carry Alchemist style here, which is kind of a different take, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he has to be a carry Alchemist because, of course, it's black. But then again, I'm kind of right now. Wait a second. They're gonna try to take the tier 2 hook in up on the Alchemist here. Who's gonna try to get away? 2 seconds on there though. Black hole catches 2. Alchemist goes down. Buys back. Needs to be here. Pudge will still drop as well. Macropire, Ice Path. Alex gonna do what he can. It's gonna be Jakiro that gets picked up as well. 3-for-1 right now, 4-for-1, and the only one left alive is Demise, and Demise still has, or actually no, his Aegis already got burned, so that will be in total a team wipe with the buyback on the Radiant side, and with the Demise staying alive after his Aegis, and it is gonna be Mouz that's gonna try to get something in return. Tier 2 would be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what happened in that fight. I thought it was going to be a little bit more even. Of course, they were fighting in tower range, so that did help out Mouse Sports a little bit. But, wow, a very convincing fight. I guess it was the combination of Razor up in the mix with the ultimate on, as well as the fire on the ground from Batrider that just made it such an easy team fight when they were all clumped up like that. I believe they are going to be able to get this tier 2 in the mid lane. And we'll see where they go from there. Probably going to want to disengage, but a very convincing team fight. That's going to swing things in their favor. Now up by over 5,000 gold and finally pulling ahead in experience after some while. Yeah,
and they're going to counter-initiate here. It's going to be Razor that gets a 3-second stun. Ice Path there as well. Locks on 3, locks on 4, even Macropire in there. They cannot stand here and fight. In the meantime, Chaos Knight gets drained of attack power and goes down to the Razor. And it's going to be a Miguel Pudge that will drop there as well. And the rest is going to be on the run there. And Snare still up on the Jakiro. Riptide. And that is going to be a kill. Going to the Undying once again. Pudge will buy back, seeing if he can still do something here. Or at least make sure that they're not going to go into the tier 3 right here. And that will not indeed be the case. I have to say though, the Mouz with that invisibility rune that he picked up, he managed to snipe off the courier.
Oh, okay. I did miss that in the mix. I'm a little bit disappointed in our dire side that they weren't able to score a deny on that tower. They had such a beautiful defense coming in, and the tower was so low for so long. I think that would have been an easy deny, but unfortunately they weren't able to score it. And now Mouz is just picking up this momentum, and they are not letting go. I think one of the driving forces, though, is indeed this Undying. I wish we could see a statistic for how much healing he's actually done. It seems the sustain that he's been providing in these team fights between the Soul Rip as well as that mech has really been the saving grace for his team to survive even these great black holes. Kuroki going to get hooked. He is going to have a song, though, going to be caught in the rot still. And he's going to back it off. The rest of the team going to get in position. They're going to engage this. They're going to go straight in. Fail, it's going to be in some big trouble. He's going to be the first to fall. I think Pudge going to be next. Yep, they're just going to switch targets, and that's going to be a 2-0 to start things off. Bat Rider maybe in a little bit of trouble. Going to throw a flame break, not going to connect. Poss looking for another kill, but perhaps getting a little bit too overzealous. Going to get caught in an ice path. Enigma coming in, looking for the Malphite, not going to find it, but they are going to find Invoker. He's going to go down, getting caught in an awful position. I think this tier 2 in the bottom lane is destined to fall. That's going to be a 3-0 exchange before it's all said and done.
Yeah, and everybody off the lane is so low. I mean, they're just not able to finish it. They don't have the hard carry. Well, they do, but every time that Failed shows himself, oh, a snare. But there's the Ghost after helping out, still getting drained of attack power. Black Hole gets casted, gets 3. Will be enough, though. There's no damage to go through. It was actually 4 people in that black hole, but just no follow-up whatsoever. There's a 2-second stun on Bamboo. Fail's already back on the run. Actually, is already going down. It's Undying that picks it up. And did he actually buy back to be here again? He did not, but he still went down. I mean, like I said, every time he shows his face, there's Pass that's just draining his attack power, and you know everybody starts hitting on him, and he goes down very fast. Because item-wise, he doesn't have that much. He died 9 times out of the 31 kills that the Radiant have got so far. So that is a lot of deaths on his accord.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's one of the areas here where our dire side has just been failing a little bit. It seems GamersLeague has just been not engaging these team fights as well as they could be, especially in that last engage. They kind of just ran in one at a time after that initial engage. They have such a great team fight team, and I think they need to make much more of a conscious effort to stay back and be more mindful of their cooldowns, wait for the opportunity to get that perfect engage, and then make it happen. I mean, Enigma going in and getting that beautiful black hole, but with no follow-up, is just a clear sign of a miscommunication on my boat. That cooldown would have been much better saved for a time when they could force a fight and, well, just drop all that magic damage as they did last time, earlier on.
Yeah, I definitely agree. That is what they are missing right now. So I'm hoping for them that they can still pull together. I mean, it's going to be the tier 3 towers that when you try to push in there, that's when you have to be really wary about your positioning if you're on the Radiant side. And that's going to be the time when GamersLeague still is definitely able to turn it around again. But right now it is 14k gold in favor of Mouse Sports and Experience, 12k. So definitely pulling ahead. Nice dodge on the stun here by Kuroki, and there's a snare, Fields, lasso, hooked back still though, Tornado going through, Phantasm being popped, Ice Path, Necropire, Pipe is up for the Radiant side, will be enough. Flame Break not gonna hit, Fields trying to be on the run, 4-second stun upon Bamboo, Sleep being popped by the Naga Siren. It's gonna be Enigma that goes down the first person to go down. Flame Break still hits, but it's gonna be Fields still being alive. He's gonna TP out. Blink in. Bamboo will be able to get it. Gets a cold snap. Gets a hook. He's now in a lot of trouble. Dismember and Pudge will get the last hit. And Jakiro though, look at this Alchemist. He is just bashing on people right now. It is gonna be Jakiro that goes down. Flame Break still hits. And this Alchemist, I mean, look at it. The way he runs alone, he's just running in there, and he picked up a Hyperstone on Plate Mill, going for Assault Grass. That is one dangerous Alchemist, and he finished actually his Mjolnir. So, yeah.
That attack speed. He's got a Hyperstone and a Mjolnir. That is insane. His DPS is off the charts right now, and I don't know, we were both kind of like, oh, that's an interesting take on this hero, but it's working very, very well for Black. As you mentioned, in the hands of Black, we shouldn't be surprised to see more of a carry Alchemist. So he's doing just that. Where is he sitting on KD? Unfortunately, 4, 6, and 12, but given that he started like 0 and 4 or something, that's actually quite a recovery.
It's a big recovery indeed. I mean, yeah, and this tower will definitely drop as well, and my monitor went off, nose.
Oh, well, Enigma going to be in a little bit of trouble. He's going to be able to get a black hole. It's going to catch everybody on the Radiant. Is the follow-up going to be there? Meteor going to come in. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit late. The pipe going to come out. The Met can be used as well. And, yeah, that's another same story, different chapter. A beautiful black hole, but the follow-up just isn't there. Now the rest of the die are going to start to get cleaned up. Invoker going to be in a little bit of trouble. He does force staff, but still caught in the ensnare. And Black just going to go in and smack him in the face a couple of times. It's going to be a 4-for-0 exchange here in the base of GamersLeague. We're going to see a buyback from Invoker, but I don't think he's going to be enough to keep this mid lane of Rax alive. Fails, it's trying to do something here. He's going to try and pour it out and not going to be able to make it happen. He's going to go down. Invoker going to be the lone defender. Still not a single death on the Mouz Sports side of things. Again, that sustain is just unreal.
Yeah, and I just have to say, I mean, I don't have my monitor right now. I still see my XSplit screen, so I can still control my game with that, but I have no vision on my main monitor right now. That is quite disturbing.
That is very sad. Hopefully that's, yeah, just a loose cable or something. But yeah, they're going to move to the top lane here, and I think we're probably moments from a GG. 40-22 here, about 26 minutes in. We're going to see initiation onto Enigma. The lasso going to be enough to pull him out of position, and a hook going to come. That's going to catch Alchemist, but that's about it. Not going to keep Enigma alive, not going to be enough to keep Jakiro alive, and there you have it. GG, well played, coming out from NC Hammer here on GamersLeague. So it looks like Mouz Sports going to be able to take this best of 2, 2-0.
Indeed, and yeah, well, without you, it doesn't matter whose song's still being used, it's still gonna catch the mice. I mean, the disconnect's already coming out, so, you know, it's not doing that much anymore, and it's gonna actually be Miguel that will drop down monster kill by Black. I mean, that's the story about a carry. Like, you spend your entire game farming, and when you're finally up to speed, they call GG, and you're done. This must be such an anticlimax for playing a carry.
Yeah, it is always unfortunate when that happens. So the GGs do come out. A very interesting game, though. These picks were certainly unorthodox, and that tri-lane in the top, unreal. And I know I've said it a couple times in this game, but just one last reiteration. I think Undying is really the hero here, especially in that top tri-lane. He was the turner of the tides that allowed that Radiant tri-lane to work so well, despite the hero lineup being so unorthodox to what we're used to. Huge plays by Alex. Is that Alex? I think so.
Undying was Alex, I believe,
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a GosuLeague match, Division 1. It was game number 2, and we see Mouz Sports taking home 2 points for this match. It's a league system, so with every win that you get a point. Everybody plays each other twice, and at the end of the season, the team with the most points wins. So that's how it goes. And yeah, Mouz Sports taking 2 points. I am Sheever, I'm a GosuGamers caster. I casted together today with Zyori. Do you have any shoutouts?
Oh, just the normal. You can find all my stuff at www.zyori.tv, Twitter, Facebook, /ZyoriTV. But as always, thank you for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, I'll have to see how it goes with the next games, because, you know, I am getting now the signal of check your signal cable and stuff. So I will check that after this match. And I actually don't know what's going on with the matches after this, because of course there were going to be more games played by Ben's Fuck Buddies, but at least one of them got cancelled. There should still be a match, I think, between BFB and Ubels, but that will be only at 10, and it's now 8:40, so we still have to wait a bit for that to happen. So we'll see if that's actually gonna happen, but I will keep people up to date while we wait for this throne to explode. There it goes.
There you have it.
Oh, I guess I could have turned my scale point up on my XSplit and just cast from there, but it's so awkward to do that.
I don't know that that's ever happened to me. Have a monitor go out mid-cast.
Yeah, I'm happy it never happened to me before today, I guess. It's a bit awkward, but I will try to see if I can find a thingy to plug it in with. Anyway, stay tuned for hopefully more Dota 2. I will at least keep people up to date on what's gonna happen, and thank you for watching. Oh, well, that's something that changed. There is no sound coming off from my phone.